That's a look at race number 1. We move on to race number 2 for the Sunday card at Sha Tin. It is the first section of the Orchid Handicap over 1,200 metres. Power King has gone close in a couple of runs. Juneau Park went round at 8.3 in the market first up. Sha Tin rides this time round. You've got Happy Ishaban there, who's one of the first starters in this race. Another is Jade Phoenix, ridden by Joe Moreira. Regency Poet's got a few runs next to his name, and now he'll be up for start number 4. Team Power has looked good in recent trials for Ricky Yu and Sylvester de Souza. V Chevalier gets an off the ballot, and Wonder Express coming into this race with the benefit of a trial up at Chung Fa. Smart Charade, Shanghai Power, Team Power and Wonder Express are the 4 runners that have been up to Chung Fa and back.
Yeah, the speed here is hard to be sure because we've got lots of inexperienced horses. But Team Power has been showing speed in his trial. 8 trigrams is a non-quantity. He has some speed as well. They look the 2 to lead the parade, but lots of immature horses on here. I don't think it will be a breakneck gallop.
Yeah, lots of power in this race. It would be a commentator, right, Tom? Power King here is one of the powers. He's under a good hold as he comes down, and he moves nice. It was a good run last time as well, I thought, behind undefeated. So the horse is going well, and he's improved from his last start. His track work's been good. The next one we're going to have a look at is Juneau Park. Now, he's working with Wind and Grass. Keep an eye on him as well. He's the one on the far side because he's off to the races later on in this card. But I thought Juneau Park's work was pretty good. And he's a big boy, Juneau Park, by Ocean Park. So the further the better. And here's one of the first starters, Jade Phoenix. He's 11.67 pounds. He comes down here nicely. He's by Per Encanto out of a prized mare. But his work's been pretty good. And Joe Moreira's aboard.
Yeah, and on the Per Encantos, they've got around about a 73% strike rate winners to runners here in Hong Kong at the moment, so they are flying. Let's have a look at Power King here. Zach Purton takes the ride. Joe Moreira was on board last time out when he came up short behind Undefeated, but it was still a very good run, Graham.
Yeah, he came home really strongly. Undefeated, poached a lead. Power King tried to peg him back, couldn't quite do so. He's gone up 2 pounds, not ideal. But against that, he is lightly raced, he is improving, and he's got a better draw this time, Paul.
Yeah, his barrier 6 compared to 11, so he should get a nice run just in behind. I think he's one of the major players in the race, so I found a spot for him for sure.
Let's move on to one of the other big players in the race. It is Juneau Park for John Size and Sha Tin. In behind, brilliant last time out. He raced just up in behind. The speed loomed up. He was pushed out late, but it was still a very good run from him first up. Yeah,
this is the Waving Stars race that we saw earlier on. And I thought about here he might go on and win the race. Now, he's by Ocean Park, so I think once you'll see the best of this horse, 1,400, 1,600. They are giving him another race at 12. He's had the experience under his belt. And I thought it was a run full of merit, so I think there's definitely something there with him.
Yeah, Waving Star could well boost that form in race 1 on Sunday. This horse trialled pretty well, knew his job well. He should go close.
Yep. Got 3 trials to show you now, and the first of them is the debutante Jade Phoenix for Frankie Law and Joe Moreira. He had trialled before he arrived here in Australia at Newcastle, where he was able to win by over 2 lengths. Yeah, it wasn't a bad trial there at Newcastle as well. This trial, since he's got here, showed that he's settled in quite nicely here. I had looked through the pedigree of this horse. A lot of his sort of brothers by Per Encanto, the mare's been to Per Encanto a few times, all won on heavy tracks. Obviously, this is on the all-weather, so just with the turf, it's just a minor question mark. But Joe Moreira's riding, which is an interesting jockey booking.
And it's a decent family, loads of winners in it.
Yeah, there are, yeah, definitely.
Sylvester de Souza rides this one for Ricky Yu. It's Team Power who's here on the outside in the yellow sleeves. He also benefited from a couple of trials in New Zealand with trainer Peter Locke. How have you assessed this?
Well, he's 11.90 pounds. He's had 3 trials. He's got a little bit of early pace from barrier 1. I think he'll probably go forward, but I don't know if he's quite there yet.
OK, Team Power there, hitting the line A-OK in that recent trial. We've got one more to show you as well, a trial up at Chung Fa with Wonder Express. Formerly with Danny Shum, he's had 1 run with Jimmy Ting. He had excuses last start with blood in the trackie, but we know there can be a little bit hit and miss some of these Chung Fa trials in terms of pace.
Small fields, steady pace. He's coming off a break here. You can understand why he had a break. He shaped quite nicely, but as I've said several times in the last week or so, the intensity of a race is so far different to a small field Chung Fa trial.
Yeah, drawn 12 as well, off a rating of 42. I prefer to see him drop down.
Yeah, so he is close to a class drop is Wonder Express. But Power King, the favourite here, Paul, at 2.4.
Yeah, got him in. But I'm going to stick with Juneau Park. I'd prefer, I think we'll see the best of him, as I said, over a longer trip. I still think he can get away with a 1,200-metre race. He's on top. Team Power, I've got him in there for second. He's had those 3 trials. As I said, he's got the early pace, so I think he'll be there for a long period of the race. Power King in there for third, and Jade Phoenix, another one of the first starters. So a couple of first starters, a couple of horses that have had runs. 3, 9, 1 and 6.
1, 3, 10, 6 for me. I did like that run of Power Kings. I do like the fact that he's drawn slightly lower here. Juno Park, how do I pronounce this, Paul?
Juno Park. Yeah.
Juno Park.
Yep.
He seems a horse with some promise. 8 trigrams is a horse we haven't mentioned. I think we should. He's a bit more exposed than quite a few of these, but he has got some speed and he's been running respectably. And Jade Phoenix, I quite like his trials and his pedigree suggests he should be a racehorse sooner rather than later. Quinella 1 with 3, 6 and 10.
Same trio there as Graham, 1, 3 and 10, but I also want to have a look at one of the first starters, Team Power, coming out of the stable of Ricky Yu and Silvestre de Souza. That's a look at race number 2 on the programme. Coming up after the break here on Racing to Win, we delve into the third, which is Class 5 over 1,400 metres.